What it do, baby? It's your boy K Trays, aka OK Bet. Y'all know what's going on. Look, so I'm in the car, so y'all gonna have to bear with me on today's video. We're using the headphone microphone today. So I know we just bought the new microphone, but we're using this one today. So let's get straight into it. All right. So first off, obviously today was slow, right? I talked about this a few days ago. I said, hey, remember that when SPY starts to go back to smaller moves, you're not going to be getting, 100% every single day. So all these super fast moves, and all this stuff. So you're going to have to be patient, take your profit. So caught the original move, 30%, nothing crazy. My main play today, we call Iran for 200%. That was disgusting. Yeah, SPY really wasn't much going on. We just stayed inside the channel. Caught the calls off the breakout retest, 60%. And then, of course, SPX puts 200% plus. And now SPY is back at all-time highs as soon as the market closes. So, and we swung 728. So this is going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So obviously we gapped up, right? Remember how we talked about this liquidity channel possibly being a bull flag, giving that inverse head and shoulder to possibly, I didn't know it was going to gap up this high, obviously, but, the gap up was decent, whatever. But, man, this is crazy. It's already, sheesh, who got earnings? Anyway, yeah, all we did was stay inside the channel. It was super slow move, but, one of those ones where you got to buy time, be patient, and hold. And, wow, yeah, now it's just flying again. Dude, bro, what? This is crazy. But, yeah, so let's get into the game plan for tomorrow because, like I said, it wasn't much going on today. Literally all we had was a breakout, and then that retest was the candle close. So I did swing calls into tomorrow. So if this holds, we should be good, right? We still have time. Bro, every time I go live, my phone has 20%. It's insane. But, yeah, anyway, like I said, you know the rules. We continue to go up. You can't fight the trend. We're gonna have to wait till tomorrow, obviously, to get some more pre-market levels if we do gap up. But same rules apply, right? So we got the old all-time high and we have the new all-time high. We gap over, right? We're gonna wait for a pullback, if it gives us one, right? I'm gonna give you different scenarios, like I always do. If we get the pullback, right, and it holds, we squeeze back up, right? I'm obviously looking for 730s, high in that entire time frame. If we gap down, right, let's say this doesn't hold, earnings comes out bad or whatever, and we do gap down, right? We're gonna obviously, remember, watch previous day's close. So if we do come down, right, we still could, like if we don't hold the all-time highs, we still could come down here, right? So watch the previous day's close, and yeah, it's just gonna keep going up, I guess. I guess we're just never gonna go down. But yeah, we've been in this bullish channel, so I'm like, sheesh, right? We just been grinding up, and I told everybody today. I said, hey, they were trying to go short for whatever reason. I was like, hey, why are y'all trying to short this? We were literally inside of a buying channel. There's nowhere in this that says, hey, go short. Right here, they tried to short right here, and this is where I got calls, smacked them first 60, and then I got out. Then of course I had to take those. And how I knew was because it's the same selling algorithm as what we had on Friday. It's the same exact one, same exact everything. All I did was copy and paste, put it over, and now you see bottom, and now we'll probably open up. We'll at least hit this, whether we hold or not, I'm not sure, but we're definitely going up here, 100% gonna go higher. So yeah, it just matters on where we open up at. Like I said, if this does hold and it just keeps going, you're gonna have to wait for a pullback, right? You're gonna have to just wait for something, because if this open gaps up and just goes, you're cooked. If you're trying to, short this or do whatever, like stop trying to short the market. I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, please stop trying to short the market. Like I said, when it's time to short, we'll get it, right? We caught this. This is beautiful. It was a beautiful trade yesterday, right? That's not enough for y'all. You still got to keep shorting it. But anyway, yeah, so if we do gap down, right, we do lose yesterday's close. Anything under 723, 722, right, you got to watch this level. So if we do lose this at any point, then this possibly could be setting up for, a possible double top. Obviously, we would have to wait to see if we come down to the neckline, right? That's the only way to confirm a double top, is if we come down to the neckline, break it, then it's an official double top. We can say it looks like a double top, but no confirmation, obviously, until, said things happen. So you need, a few different things to happen before you can just be like, oh, double top, right? Just because you see something do like this does not mean it's a double top. This might be breakout continuation, right? You never know. It might just be waiting for a pullback to kind of get one of these, right? Maybe just a longer bull flag and then go, right? So you can't just be like, oh, double top, right? That's gonna, I see it literally in 4K burning a lot of y'all. So yeah, so be patient with it. Like I said, anything that does come below 723, watch for this zone, right? 722, really the same zone we were in Friday and today, right? It's just a bunch of liquidity in here. here, here, right? So, um, yeah, man, there's nothing really, honestly, even to say about this, the upside potential. Because, like I said, this thing can really just go and go and go, right? Look, see, look how perfect this was. We had the falling wedge, bang. I didn't take the calls, I didn't swing no calls, but this was still beautiful. But let's zoom out. Remember, we're still in this channel. Or, my fault, we still broke out of this channel, right? Boom, broke out, retested, and now, like I said, we're just continuing to go up. So that's why I said, hey, I'm possibly looking for the 730s, because we still have at least the upper target up here towards that 730, which we probably, hopefully, will get tomorrow if everything just goes smooth. Like I said, look, breakout, retest, continuation. So if we can get that continuation, this would be absolutely just the easiest day to just hold those calls that buy time and go. But like I said, it's you still got to be patient with it, because we're still inside of this, right? So if they want to just keep going until we hit the top and then dump, right, that still aligns up with the 730, 720, 728 to 730, area. So I'm not fighting this. You should not be fighting this either. There's no point, right? I think the biggest play we had was IREN for 215%, and then SPX we caught this. Well, on SPX we got it for I think max. I sold. I had a few. Bought them. They were like 30 cents. Sold the first one for $1. Nice little 300. I was trying to screenshot it and sell, and I was like, all right, no, I can't do this. So I had to just, because with the SPX at the end of the day, you got to market sell. You got to be quick. So I only got a screenshot of the 200%. But yeah, it was still a nice little gains toward the end of the day. Yeah, obviously, like I said, we still have, you're still aware of the gaps, but it doesn't mean they have to fill, right? There's still a gap down there at 718. So if we do, right, start to lose this area, right, and then we come down towards 720, right? We lose 720. So anything above this, you still can be setting a higher low, right? Because look, we got a lower high. We got a higher high, higher low. We barely eked out a higher high on the print, but we still need to confirm, right? Above, it'll be okay, cool, we got a higher high. So anything that pulls back above this area, you still got to count that as a possibility for a higher high. Now if we lose it, then you can be like, all right, cool, maybe we have equal highs, maybe slightly high, and then we can get like a like this if it does wants to start rolling over. But yet that's still a jump in the gun, right? You still have a lot to see before the market goes that far down. Yeah, VIX still not really doing much. Didn't really do much. Kind of faded today. Remember I said you got to be careful above VIX, above like 19 to 20, and yeah, we're just not. It's not happening right now. So you're gonna need some sort of crazy Trump catalyst or headline to really like gap us down, right? It's gonna have to be something crazy for us to be like, oh, we gap down. You know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna happen. The market is just too bullish. Everyone's trying to short it, right? So when everyone's trying to short it, what do you think that means, right? They're using all y'all's exit liquidity. Every time y'all are, oh, let me short here, let me short here, let me short here, let me short here. It's just soaking up all the sellers, soak everybody up. Soak, bang, right? New all-time highs. And then dumped, right when y'all got bullish, dumped it on y'all. Y'all got bearish again, and then they popped it on y'all. So, yeah, stop chasing, stop trying to, predict what the market's going to do. You can have game plans based on, like I say, if this, then that. So, if this happened, right, if we gap up and we hold all-time highs, then we can aim for this, right? If we gap up and we hold the close, you still got to be careful, right? Get back above 724, 725, then we can possibly go up higher. Now, if we can't, right, let's say none of this works and we do not, close back above, mind you, 30 minutes or higher, right? Let's say we do not close back above this, then you still have to watch out for this, right? Because this is the same one, like I said, over here. So they can still chop y'all back in here, for a retest and do the same thing. Like I said, I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, man, super simple. Definitely be live tomorrow. I spent most of today in the car, so I can go live. But yeah, super simple. Keep it simple as always. Nothing crazy, man. Don't be looking for these humongous, gap downs and stuff. And look, we're still in this channel. Remember how I said you got to be careful unless we break it. Look, yesterday we kind of started off in the red selling channel, but then look, it just kept holding, right? And even this one right here, it held us for a while, and then we got scooped up by the stronger buying. So if we got scooped up from stronger buying, why would you ever want to be like, oh, we got to short this, right? We got to short this. Not doing that. Not in the bull market. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to hold. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to buy the dip every chance I get. And y'all should too. As long as it keeps holding, There's no reason to keep trying to short this, right? You're just gonna burn all your money, and then the day where it finally gets a huge dump, you're not gonna have no money to dump it. So be careful, be patient, be vigilant, mark your levels, right? Like I said, anything above 721, I keep saying 721, 724, 723. So in this little zone, it's gonna be your new support. So anything over it, the dips, whatever, you're gonna be buying it here, unless we can't get back above 720. Roll below 719, aim for gap close 718, 714, and obviously, your 712 way down here, because this level hasn't really been tested yet either. So if it wants to get a mean breakout retest, obviously it can still do that as well. So be patient. Almost made it under 10 minutes today. Yeah, that's it, I guess. That's it. Keep it simple. Yeah, see y'all.